what's up, everybody? How's it hanging? How's it happening? You guys know this is Kevin from the Chord Progression Podcast. The podcast inspiring young rock and metal fans to discover new music, fueling their desire to connect and feel accepted. Welcome to Short Buddy. We are in the middle of April, and this episode, I'm doing the intro after I record this one. I'm still smiling and laughing after this one. This is an episode that went completely off the rails, but this is why we lean into going off the rails, because this one was funny as all hell. And if you don't laugh while you're listening to this band, I mean, I don't know what to say. This is just funny as all hell. Unhinged is a great way to describe it, but in the best way possible. So before I go into that, I want to thank our sponsor of this podcast, which is Phoenix Fitness. So yeah, you guys know, I go to concerts all the time, and what's my favorite thing to do when I go to those concerts? I love going into those mosh pits. It is my, addiction. It is my therapy. It is my love. So what happens when I go in those pits? I want to make sure I'm there from the beginning of the set of the first band to the end of the set of the headliner. So in order to do that, I need to make sure that I am mosh pit fit. Oh yeah. So what does it mean to be mosh pit fit? For me, it means being able to go and have the cardio to go from beginning to end without failure, from beginning of the first set to the end of the last set, and have enough power to deliver those hits, be a force in there, but also, I know I'm not the biggest guy in there as well. Shout out to my buddy Nate. So I can be able to take the hits as well and continue to go. So that's why I go to the gym a lot. That's why I lift a lot. I do a lot of cardio, and I stay mosh pit fit. I achieve my fitness goals with that, and you can achieve your fitness goals too. But you got to make sure you're preparing and recovering right to make sure your body can continue to do this stuff on a consistent basis. And boom, that is where our sponsor Phoenix Fitness comes in. They have many different types of products and supplements to help you achieve your fitness goals, or for me, be mosh pit fit, and you can be too. They have different types of pre-workout, both stim and stim-free. I use the stim-free stuff because listen to my energy right now. Do you think I need any more caffeine or stimulants in my body? No, so I use the stim-free stuff. They also have different types of BCAA recovery compounds to help your body absorb nutrients in yourself after a workout. They also have different types of creatine to help you build muscles, different types of protein, whey-based protein, plant-based protein, collagen-based protein to help you build the muscles. Yeah, I use their whey-based stuff, their chocolate malt flavor. That's what I like. Different types of multivitamins, literally anything you might need to your fitness goals, Phoenix Fitness has for you. So our sponsor, or listeners, and our viewers on YouTube can get 20% off using code CPP20 at fnxfit.com. Links to the podcast. Thank you, Phoenix Fitness. Now time for our feature presentation. You ready to get unhinged with some great pop punk and one of the funniest interviews you're ever going to hear live on the Chord Progression Podcast? Please welcome Dead Bundy. Are you guys ready? Yeah, I said Dead Bundy. Let's go! Yeah! Well, ladies and boys and girls, listeners of the Chord Progression Podcast. You like pop punk? You like pop punk? Because, well, of course you do. You're listening to this podcast right now, so you're gonna like it eventually. And if you like the unapologetic style of pop punk, you are at the absolute right place, because this band from good old Cleveland, Ohio, recently released a brand new thing called Ghosting You, which is out now for you guys to go check out. It's a fun as all hell song. It is gonna make you feel like you're back in 2001, 2002, like, oh my god, I want to watch one of those awesome teen movies from the comedy sector, like American Pie, Euro Trip, all that good kind of stuff. That's gonna make you feel like, wait, where have these movies gone? God damn it, I want this stuff back. You're gonna make you feel good, and you're gonna love every minute of it. So please welcome Jordan, Ricky, and Brian from the band Dead Bundy to the podcast. So gentlemen, welcome to the Chord Progression Podcast.
I've never been so turned on before. You really built it up right there.
Yeah. I mean, as long as your nipples are percolating, you're like, oh yeah, now we're really talking about something. So glad I did my job. Woo!
Our video cam's low res, but my nipples are piercing through my shirt at the moment. You might see them come out in about a few minutes.
I mean, as long as they're like a Pinocchio style, and those are just like as long as we get to see that, as long as the guys at the end of the episode can start playing ring toss on them, then we're doing our job.
Oh, we'll have a lot of things to throw rings on, my friend.
That is perfectly said. So jump into it. Thank you guys for being on the podcast. How has it been going in your world with Dead Bundy? I mean, being on Invo Records, everything around there. How has life been for you guys this year?
Been killer. Yeah, been busy. I mean, we ended up spending about 6 months last year putting together what's going to be the new album we're dropping here in about a few months. So a lot of work in the studio, now coming out to letting these songs breathe life, be out to the surface. And we're just really, really excited to finally drop them out there.
And that's always a good thing too. Got to be a great feeling as well, just because, again, working all that stuff for so long, putting it out there. And then especially when it comes to the style that you guys are working with as well, it brings a lot of energy. It brings a lot of positivity. It brings a lot of happiness to a lot of people as well. I mean, just listening to Ghosting You, I'm just like, you know what? For a song that with this kind of content, with this kind of lyrical content, I'm loving every minute of it. I love the unapologetic style of it, but everything's still like, you feel like you're happy when you're listening. It's so positive around there. It reminds you of, you know, whether you love pop punk back in the 2010s, back in the late 2000s, early 2000s, wherever you are, you're gonna feel good listening to this shit. So when you guys release that new album, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen because it's gonna feel good listening to that shit.
Yeah, we had to feel good when recording it too. As I said, we talked about this earlier. We had to take our shirts off so you could hear us better. We had to take all of our clothes off when we recorded too, so we could sing and perform the songs better too. So you think you feel good when you're listening, it's because that's what we want you to feel. We were feeling good when we recorded them.
So clearly you guys went full on, you know, Flea during Woodstock 99, just butt ass naked in the studio, letting it hang everywhere, just flopping all over the place, having a blast.
Yeah, I got my cocksock. He wore a cocksock. We didn't need that. We said fuck that.
I hear it. It's hard. It's like
I'm sorry, Brian. I cannot hear a damn word you're saying right now.
Well, usually how it is. Yeah. No, I should have done like a Billy Joe Armstrong back in Woodstock '94 and just done full butt ass naked, but no, I wore the cocksock.
The cocksock. You know what, man? I mean, it is a classic thing when it comes to, you know, the whole entire punk rock style. The cocksock, but butt-ass naked, like the other guys, would have been the way to go. However, I mean, hopefully the full-on nudity in the recording of this process hopefully is going to be something that really brings out that sound to the forefront. So we're all feeling like, you know, going back to the 2001 album from Blink-182, take off your pants and jacket, but it's take off your pants and everything else along with it.
Yeah.
And we got some photos.
Yeah. And Dutch Rudder your friends in the process because you got to help a brother out, honestly.
If there's going to be photos out there of you guys just, you know, seeing, you know, big old guitars, some drumsticks, and a microphone and just nothing else on you guys, I mean, that photo's going to end up going viral at some point, whether it's going to be for someone saying, oh my God, look at these guys, or what is that?
The music is honestly just... Yeah, you can't really see much. That's why we have to kind of be a little louder. I think the music's a vehicle for our like porn careers. That's really what it comes down to. So,
my God, Dead Bundy going from, you know, starting off one day making pop punk music, the next day international porn stars, followed by that music video master thespians, and then businessman scientists.
It was never about the music. Never really was.
Dead Bundy, never about the music, always about being a businessman scientist.
Trying to go for the Motley Crue route.
World domination.
And then create one hell of a book, call it, instead of the dirt, call it, you know, just like the grime. See, the problem is like, if I'm going to think of a book called The Squirt, I'm pretty sure, you know, Steel Panther might have already taken that one from you guys, so you might have to try something else.
They're not as literate as we are. We're all college educated, and yes, we could write The Squirt before they.
Well, I'm gonna end up having like a little like ticker on our Facebook page or on our Instagram page, like the race to the squirt. What is this? Well, you'll find out soon enough. But all of a sudden, be who gets to write the book, The Squirt, first? Dead Bundy, Steel Panther. Who's gonna win?
Pat and The Squirt.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm already loving this interview already. I'm absolutely floored. This is funny as shit. I mean, I did get to interview Steel Panther as well. And right now, I mean, you guys are starting to breach on that territory of you guys might be funnier than Steel Panther. That's something serious right now.
He's funny to look at, for sure.
Oh, that's fantastic. So I know you guys released 2 albums up to this point right now. Not Sorry in 21, Still Not Sorry in 22. I mean, just looking at those names, I'm like, what's going to be the third one? You know, definitely Still Not Sorry, or maybe We're Sorry.
No,
nah, not really.
It's going to be Sorry. We really got another album.
We're actually sorry.
Or is it going to be somewhere you're going to have like a picture of one of you guys laying butt-ass naked on a bearskin rug, turn to the camera like what they did with the BP oil spill in South Park and just say, sorry.
Oh my God.
Don't get me started.
Honestly, you are really obsessed with our bodies. And I'm going to take it back. It's like, we're trying to have a professional, serious interview over here. It's fucking really riling us up. Our nipples are all hard. You did that. It's your fault.
I can't help it. I mean, we started talking about it. Now I'm going on it. And now I'm just like,
yeah,
woo!
It's called Sorry. We were wasted. We were drunk.
Well, I know you guys said, again, going back to the music, you know, you guys have a new album coming out, especially now that Ghosting You is out right now. More people are getting into it. Again, I love the unapologetic style from your style, from the lyrics as well. Going into Ghosting You, I was going through the lyrics and I was just smiling and geeking out the whole entire way. All of the references to shitty relationships, all the references to e-girls that are in there, TikTok girls wagging their butts on camera. I'm just laughing hysterically through this. Like, this is funny, but it also makes sense in every capacity for 2023.
Yeah, I mean, we tell
That's why
them
we had to write it. That's why we had to write that song.
we are the BBC radio of 2023.
How many times do you think I've been on Facebook?
Dude, Ricky, I can't really hear you right now either.
How many times do you think that I've been on Facebook just seeing some random girl's horoscope reading? It gets old, man.
Hey, man, you never know if they're like a Virgo or a Scorpio. They might want to, you know, just share out putting out the good vibes into the world. But, you know,
Total Taurus is overthinking it like always. God.
I would go along with you guys on that one, but when it comes to horoscopes, I'm like,
I don't either. That was a joke. I have no idea that they mean anything.
No.
When we look at the stars, we might find out if it's hard enough.
if we look at the stars, we might find out some shit like that looks like a belt. That looks like that's a satellite right there, my friend. It's just going across the sky like wee.
You're not saying you are a horoscope person, right?
No, I don't like. People ask me what my like star sign is. I'm like, what the heck is that? I said, if people want to know, I'm like, here's my birthday. You go figure it out. I don't know.
I don't believe in science. I just believe in astrology.
All right, so I kind of want to jump in a little bit into Ghosting You, because when you guys, like, again, looking at those lyrics, they were absolutely ridiculous. Where the hell did you guys come up with these lyrics for Ghosting You? Because, again, ridiculous, but I loved them every step of the way.
I mean, it's kind of like just partly real life. I mean, like a lot of this stuff is just a reflection of the modern nuances of TikToks and Facebooks. And even though you're so visibly present on all of these platforms, it's like still there's people that like find ways to peel out from society and peel out from relationship or conversation. It's like, I don't know. I think it's something that's worth talking about. We're having fun with it, right? So.
Well, the thing is, there's always a stereotypical girls that you're with or something, I think, which is kind of where that comes from too, that have all those things you talk about. And I don't know.
Comes from that also. And they're all the ones on the internet. So I get all the time.
I mean, it kind of has become, like, not even kind of, it has become a meme at this point too, where, you know, the whole entire concept of ghosting people. I do completely understand what you're saying, Jordan, because everyone is so ever present on so many of these different platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. You probably got their Snapchat, or maybe you have their phone number. I don't know. Maybe you match with them on Tinder or Bumble or Hinge or Grindr or Match.com or Christian Mingle. I mean, there's many places where so many people are. And it's like, you know, if people are going to go, people just end up ghosting you on nowhere. It's going to be probably easy to find them if you really want to, because they're probably present on so many different platforms. But at the same time, too, kind of looking at the whole entire, you know, really referencing a lot of the TikTok stuff as well. One thing I also kind of thought about, too, is there's always this feeling that, you know, consequences, especially for when people just kind of like, you know, are doing bad things in relationships. It's like they don't feel like those consequences are going to apply to them until it's, you know, it's like, you know, you put all this shit on me. Now I'm done with this and you want to come back to me? Haha, see ya. I'm going to go ghost like Danny Phantom and I'm out.
That's what it is. And the thing is, too, they can see if they're ghosting you, but you watch the stories. People are still viewing all times, right? So there's really no truth. There is no ghost you anymore. It takes a DEFCON 3 level, like, mad scientist to know how to ghost in 2023. I think that's what it comes down to.
No, I've seen that. I've seen that too, even from my standpoint as well, where all of a sudden, oh yeah, you're talking to someone, and they just kind of leave, like just ghost you, and we're like, oh, okay, whatever. And then all of a sudden, you know, like a month later, I'm doing something stupid. I end up posting a Snapchat story, and one of my friends is like, oh yeah, that was funny. I wanted to see if he saw it or not. And then I see that person watching. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like Tim Allen in Home Improvement, just.
Know what ghosting is actually about? Okay, so you remember South Park. It's when Randy was sitting there and he had his 20 minutes of internet time, and he chooses to watch Brazilian fart porn, and they catch him. And he's cummed all over himself, and he tells them, "Oh no, I saw a ghost." And this is about that story.
So it is not about what I thought it was about. It is about Randy Marsh and his, you know, 10 minutes of internet time when the internet was down and took it all down. And then afterwards, Randy, it was a ghost. Did you see the spooky ghost? This is a ectoplasm.
I ghosted. We're ghosting you, Kevin.
You're ghosting me. You're roasting me. And honestly, not going to lie, when it comes to these podcasts, I'm used to having more of these, like, you know, wherever the conversation flows, wherever it flows. This is one where I'm already like, where the fuck did this conversation go? But I'm still laughing every step of the way because we're already talking about just the most, you know, taking your shirts off, being butt-ass naked, ghosting people, ectoplasm, Randy Marsh, and we're only like, you know, maybe 13 minutes into this. Like,
sounds like a normal day for us.
Only had half a beer. So wait till we start taking shots.
Oh, dear God. I got a feeling like if you guys start taking shots, it's going to be something where who knows exactly what's going to happen. I'm pretty sure they're going to come up with a plot to, you know, potentially take over the Iranian government, but it's going to end up becoming something where all you're going to do is send over pictures of, like, you know, Lois Griffin in lingerie to the Iranian leader and be like, take that. Just for some random reason. Because
you told Brian to stop doing that last time. It's all good.
Yeah, they cut me off from doing that.
They cut you off from doing that? Why'd you guys cut him off from doing that, man?
No, we go off the other way. So
Wait,
we go really hard when we're sober. We get drunk. We just like do like boring stuff, like file our taxes and like, you know, do our laundry.
Well, now, where's the fun in that? I'd rather hang out with you guys just sober because then, you know, we might end up stealing a car, driving across country, doing the full cannonball run just to see how fast we can do it. We'll probably end up not beating, you know, the record time of like 25 hours across country, but damn, you know, we're going to try it.
If we're the only thing that's holding you back from doing that, man, then you need to like rethink and just get after it. Like get in a car. Wow, you got our support. I think you're ready. You've thought this one through.
Jordan, my car has almost tried to kill me 4 times in the past 3 months. I don't trust it going cross country.
Well, not with that attitude.
Oh, cross country. I thought you were talking about high school cross country. It was the last time I ran.
Yeah, you can't bring a car to a running fight. That's what I always say.
I mean, you can. I mean, you're definitely gonna win. I mean, have you ever again? Remember there was something about again Family Guy. Peter Griffin driving his car through the Boston Marathon. Peter, how'd you win this one? You know, Bill, I just got in my car and drove. That's all I did.
So disregard what I just said. You can absolutely bring a car to a high school race on feet.
I mean, if I'll let you guys try it, Ricky. If you want to go back to your high school days of running across country and, you know, win first place, bring your car and just have some fun. I mean, they'll get the starting gun ready, and all of a sudden you're just gonna be revving it up like you're look over like Dominic Toretto, and you're gonna look at the kids and just go, "For the family." Oh God, I'm expecting that now. I'm expecting maybe the next music video from Dead Bundy to just have that be the piece. Like, that'll be the centerpiece. I'll start the whole video is just a bunch of kids right around the race. Here comes Ricky's car. For the family. Takes off.
Rick can't go back to high school.
That's why I quit cross country. I hated running so much and started driving.
You can't go back to high school. The principal's going to throw a Molotov cocktail at his daughter.
Hey, that could be the end of the video.
We all perish in a glory of flames.
No, it'll be Ricky will perish, and Jordan, you and Brian will be standing on top of a hill just looking at it, just going, nice.
Nice. We'll piss.
Yep, family.
We'll piss out the fire or something.
I threw a Molotov cocktail at my old principal's car. I still would.
Okay, now I'm just admitting to a crime. Rick is a first-degree felon, and you.
I don't even know if that's first degree.
Ricky's confession. This is a first, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a first. It's going to be somewhere all of a sudden they're going to call you in. Where were you on the day of today? Don't play games with me, mister. You're going to get interrogated by Patrick Star level detectives, my friend.
I'm just kidding. I don't even know how to make one of those. I've only played Call of Duty.
That's what next
thrown on there.
That's what they all say, my friend.
I wouldn't know how to make one of those. All the supplies sitting right next to us.
It's like, no, I'm just.
We didn't have to. I didn't think we have to clarify that. We don't cut things on fire. I guess
we don't.
Unless it's a
track that's fire.
Yeah, well, let's light our new fucking single on fire. That's what we do.
Just gonna see if again, I'm just waiting for all these different videos to come out. It's gonna be here's the track. This track is fire, and all of a sudden you're just gonna throw a Molotov cocktail at just like this little like
the
burnt
new
CD.
single.
That's the next video.
Yeah. Fuck. The track is fire.
I mean, if the track is fire, you're just gonna set it on fire. You're gonna let it be ablaze and let it go absolutely crazy. Why? Who wouldn't want that?
Dude, that is funny. Wow.
It might you never know. You might put it on TikTok and you might get past. You might become more popular than some of those e-girls that are just showing their butts on TikTok. You might get past that with a track that fire. You never know.
No,
Or just that video though. I think that would get past.
No. We don't want to beat them out in the algorithm. They deserve their place at the top. Like, we're looking for like a close second. Like, we don't want to box them out by any means. They've got a rightful crown, right? We want to take that away from them. Because then we box them out.
We don't want them to stop seeing them.
Yeah, we can't stop seeing the butts on TikTok. That's the point.
Okay, fair enough. There's something in my mind now, especially just even going through this conversation. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous, but if this is what you guys are like just on a normal conversation, what do you guys like during a live setting? What do you guys like on stage? What do you guys like playing live? Because if this kind of energy and this kind of like style just comes through in a live setting, Jesus Christ, do I want to see you guys perform live before the end of the year at the bare minimum.
We're usually sitting down, acoustic guitars, collars.
It's actually very similar. It's just through a podcast.
Yeah, we don't play anything.
Just a screen. It's just a laptop on a stage. We're just sitting here.
It's just like slam poetry. Yeah, we just sit there and do slam poetry for about 2 hours and walk away.
And you have to do that weird golf clap thing.
Yeah. No, they snap their fingers.
Oh yeah. Fingers snap.
Oh, no, I'm disappointed. I mean, if you guys are going that big, they don't need to snap the fingers. They just need to do jazz hands.
Right. No, okay. On a real note, because that was a false thing I told you. We have a massive cock that we bring to the shows, and it's about like 20 feet long. And inside of this cock, it's a cannon. The cannon shoots out all of this Cumfetti that our engineering friends have literally put our faces on. I'm not kidding. Go to our Instagram. There's a picture, and it's Rick shooting this in front of like 1,000 people at the incarceration. They were all covered in our seed. Yes.
And the best part is the little sperms have our faces on it.
So you
I'm hammered.
So you can go home and jerk to it.
You can do that. Whatever you want, it's free country.
Isn't that why that's the point? I don't know.
I mean, maybe it's to remember, the band that spread their seed on top of the crowd. But if you guys really do that during incarceration, I'm just thinking about this now. One, where the fuck was I instead of incarceration that weekend? Because damn, that sounds like it's funny as shit, and I want to look at that. Two, right after this, I'm going back to your Instagram account. I'm finding that video because I do want to see this thing actually happen in action. And three, I want to know when the hell is this thing going to come out again, because if you guys got little Cumfettis with your faces on them, I mean, I'm expecting one face to just look like, probably Ricky's face just look like all excited and everything. Let's see. Jordan's face just stoic, normal, but like his cheeks are puffed out, just like. and then
That's 10-2 for sure.
And then Brian, I'm trying to see Brian's face, probably up and to the left and just like looking like he just doesn't know where he's at, just like.
Yeah, no, you will see it at every show. We bring the cock to all the shows. We like to ask for forgiveness rather than permission, so we typically don't consult with the venues
That's
first.
what I was going to say. The fans usually like it, but then the people that run the venue usually hate us after. So
They're like, dude, people are spilling beer all over the floor, and then like this cum gets like stuck. It's like real cum, right? So it just like sits there, gets pasted to the floor, and there's thousands of our little confetti, and it's like, well, sorry.
The other cool thing is when we play live, we have a bass player, and we got him from Dick's Sporting Goods, and he sits up there.
Doesn't miss a note.
He never misses a note. He's the best bass player we've ever had.
Yeah, his name's Little Dummy.
Even I used to play bass, and his name's Little Dummy.
I used to play our bass player.
I used to do his job, and he does it better than me. So that's the other cool thing.
Okay, I thought Patient 67 definitely had the coolest bassist out there with just, I think they had like 1,374 bassists on their roster. Little Dummy might take the cake. I don't know. But
We beat them.
Little Dummy on bass, a 20-foot cock that sprays Cumfetti onto the crowd.
Did I say 20? I meant 50. I'm sorry. I don't want to like mislead anybody. It's about 50.
He's not talking about your.
Oh, sorry. It's about like
Okay.
my cock is not 50 feet, ladies and gentlemen. It's about 1 inch. Hard. But it's about how you use it. It's what my parents always said.
Yep.
I mean,
when it's cold.
That's what they told me too.
My
I mean,
parents
kind of go back to something, Ricky. I can easily see why some of the, why the venues are not the, happiest when it comes to cleaning that up, because they probably got to, call the South Park guys, ask them where they got the Cumby to, clean it all up and just go on everything. I mean, it's probably something that needs to be rented at some point that many venues might not have, and they might have to get it from some crazy place or wherever the heck you guys performed previously.
I think you're right.
They're like, why the fuck do you keep doing this? You guys are opening the show. Stop doing this when you're opening. I can't listen. We're tone deaf.
You're just trying to make sure people have a good time. That's all you're there to warm up the crowd. You're there to get the crowd going. If you're going to go out there, go all out, and the band's behind you can't, match that energy, what's going on?
That's not the point. We're not there to make sure that they have a good time. We want to make sure that we have a good time. That's why we unload our good time onto them. And then we let them know, thank you for your service. We did a great time.
Now we say you did a great job. Now we just had a great time.
Thank you for your work. We had a great time. And then we say goodbye.
All right, I definitely need to make sure I see you guys play live at some point soon, because this just sounds like something where, one, why the hell have I not seen you guys perform live yet? Secondly, holy shit, I need to see this live. This sounds like a fucking fantastic time.
Pretty stupid. Yeah, for sure.
Pretty stupid. I know we only got like a little bit, got a half hour, so we're coming up to that time. So, guys, this is freaking hysterical. I wish we could go longer, but my God, I mean, if there's one thing that this podcast had me doing is just, I just want to see you guys perform live now more than ever. Just the ridiculous of it, the unhingedness of it. If you guys come out with Little Dummy on bass, you guys come out, like you did recording, butt-ass naked, because you guys need to make sure it sounds better. And then the big giant 50-foot cock ends up, spraying its Cumfetti over everybody. And they say, thank you. We had a good time. Good night. I'm just going to wonder. I'm going to ask the venue. Excuse me. Who's going to clean all that up?
Someone's got to ask that question, because we're not. And yeah, that's the thing. It's weird because people pay for that sort of experience, right? Like, we are the ones that are enjoying the whole process. You're the ones paying for it. So, I don't know, whatever. I guess as long as they'll keep paying, we'll keep coming.
Yeah.
Hey,
there you go.
Hey, now that's the perfect thing to end on. So, guys, as we bring this episode to its conclusion, one thing I'd like to do is give my guests, which is you three in this aspect, the chance to say whatever you want to say, plug whatever you want to plug, promote whatever you want to promote at the end of the episode. So, gentlemen, the floor is yours. If you want to spray it with Cumfetti, go for it.
I'm not going to spray with confetti, but I'm just going to give a thank you to Invoke Records and also our producer, Evan McKeever.
Thank Ricky for leading the way on that thank you. Yeah, I mean, this is it, right? It's been like 6 months of work and all this stuff buried in the studio, naked and sweating. Now to finally get to release it out in the world, it's a very fun moment for us all. So we can't wait to get back out on shows and like actually show you what the songs sound like the way they need to. So yeah, I mean, a very, very fucking exciting time, genuinely.
For sure. And then I guess I can wrap it up with this. Thank you for having us on your podcast. It was awesome meeting you, man. Seriously.
It was awesome. I mean, you guys, now it's time for me to end this episode with three things. First things first, you guys didn't plug any of your stuff where people can find you, where people can buy the music, where people can download the music, people would buy the merch, buy their, find where you guys are playing live, get to those shows, or, when the new music comes out, when the new album comes out, where they can find it. So I got you covered on that one. Description of the podcast, everybody, whether you're audio or on YouTube, say find Dead Bundy online. Links for all the socials, links for YouTube, links to the website, links to the merch, links where you can get tickets, links for where you can listen to music, all that good kind of shit. It's down there. Labels are there as well. So click and find your favorite one and follow along with Dead Bundy, because if you did not laugh once during this podcast, you have no soul. If you did, you are obliged to go and follow them along with them at something down there. Now it's time for number 2, guys. Whenever you guys to the podcast I enjoy, I always tend to make a certain promise as a way to say thank you for being on the podcast, thank you for taking the time, and I wish to support the band any way I can. And this one, my God, I mean, everyone hits on this. This one was just absolutely fucking ridiculous, so I have to make the good promise on this one. So my promise to you is this. When I get to see you perform live for the first time, I will go all Liam Neeson on your ass, because I will look for you. I will find you. I will pursue you. But most of all, when I find you, the first round's on me. Yep, you guys are already drinking, you guys are already feeling it, you guys know what's gonna happen. We're gonna drink our ass off, we're gonna have a great time. So now it's time for number 3, where I cannot end this podcast by saying goodbye, because this was funny as shit. I'd love to have you guys back on to do more of this crazy ass shit. On top of that, I made you a promise, I'm making that promise, and hopefully it leads to a great time with a bunch of Cumfetti flying everywhere. So gentlemen, this can't be goodbye. This is, I'll see you later.
I'll see you later.
Peace,
We're coming for you.
Well, folks, I'm interview with the guys from Dead Bundy, the pop punk band out of Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland rocks, or whatever the Drew Carey theme song said. Now it's time for Kevin's final thought. Where do I go with the final thought on this one, everybody? Normally when it comes to final thought, I reflect on the music that we talk about. I reflect on the music making process. I reflect on a specific story. I reflect on a specific inspirational point. I said inspiring. No, it's inspiring point. But this episode, during it, like right from the beginning, when these guys were going nuts, I had a decision I have to make. And that decision I made as a podcaster was either try and bring it back and try and focus in on the music, try and focus on the band, or lean into their ridiculousness and just have fun with it. And of course, I went with the latter. And I absolutely love the fact that with it too. Yes, this episode was just a whole bunch of jokes left and right. Yes, there was some truth in there as well, but there's a whole bunch of jokes flying left and right, and you can see the kind of fun, unhinged, loose kind of candor that Dead Bundy has, where I listen to music, I'm like, I want to listen to more of this stuff. It was fun. It was crazy. The idea of, the 20-foot cock that goes on stage and then sprays confetti onto the crowd is funny as shit. And I'm going to their Instagram page right after I'm done recording this to find that video, because that is hilarious. So if it actually pulled off, which I hope it did, I want to see it, because honestly, I just want to know more about this band. I want to know more about these guys. I want to listen to more of these guys. I want to see what they have coming out, because just their unapologetic, unhinged, and just ability to just have so much fun is something that I am just gravitated towards. Is pop punk my favorite style of music? No. You guys know me. I like punk rock, hard rock, metalcore, Irish punk, and I forgot what I think the other one I said was. Someone asked me my top 5, and I put 5 in there. I can't remember the 5th was. I do remember I put Irish punk in there, because Irish punk is so good. But I listen to this stuff. I'm like, I just want to know more about this band. I want to listen to more about it. It's crazy. It's unhinged, but it is so much fun. I wouldn't have it any other way. So I want to thank the guys from Dead Bundy for being on the podcast. This was absolutely a lot of fun. Make sure you follow along with Dead Bundy online, though. Look at the link description of the podcast where it says find Dead Bundy online. Social media links, YouTube links, where you can find their music, stream it, buy it, download, where you can buy merch from them, and you can find them playing live is all in the podcast description. Go find it right there. Make sure also following along with the Chord podcast. We're on Facebook and Instagram. I think we're coming back to Twitter as well. No more TikTok, though. So follow us along on one of those platforms. If you are going to want to reach out to us on those platforms, feel free to, because we post a lot of crazy stuff on there. We connect with you in many different ways. On top of that, Instagram live streams every single night on Wednesdays. Not every single night, but every single Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central, unless, something changes, like I'm going to a concert, or maybe it's just like, oh God, I got another podcast. Yes. Or maybe it's like, oh God, I just can't do this no more. But then I'll push it to like Thursday or Tuesday. Yeah. So I'll always do once a week. Please remember to subscribe to the podcast. So hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube, or hit that follow button or subscribe button if you're on Spotify, Podcast, iHeart Radio, Amazon, wherever else it might be. I want to thank you for subscribing, because it means the world to me. Let's have some fun. Let's keep bringing that positivity. Let's keep inspiring young rock and metal fans to discover new music. Let's have a blast with this stuff. So thank you for subscribing. Thank you to Phoenix Fitness for sponsoring this podcast. Remember, 20% off using the code CPP20 at fnxfit.com. Thank you, Phoenix Fitness. Thank you guys from Dead Bundy. My God, this was hysterical. No edits being made. The only type of edit that's going to be made is to make sure that the volume level is correct. That's it. Everyone else, you guys are getting you guys just got in the episode the raw, unedited, unapologetic version of this, and I absolutely love it. So on that note, that's going to be from the guys. Thank you for listening to the Chord Progression Podcast. My name is Kevin, and you guys know how I end every single one. That was a big, healthy, and hearty. See ya! Yeah! out.